All right, so a close second to President Biden's completely gross negligence. It could be that of his son, the duo making White House history, becoming the first father-son duo under separate federal investigations. Joining me now is reporter for the Washington Free Beacon, Andrew Kerr. Andrew, just like, how long can the liberal media continue to carry water for this Biden syndicate?
Yeah, it really is quite an amazing statistic. So we've been reporting this week photos from Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop showing that, Joe Biden has claimed that the classified records that were found at his Delaware home recently were stored locked and key behind his locked garage next to his beloved 1967 Stingray Corvette. But Hunter was actually, he was pictured inside that vehicle on Joe Biden's property where the documents were found in July 2017, showing that he's suggesting that Hunter Biden had access to the areas of that home where classified records were stored. So, yeah, you're right. A father-son duo under federal investigation, and it appears that Hunter Biden may be potentially could be involved in the or could get tied up into his father's investigation, just given his access to those documents.
Well, Andrew, I actually tend to believe that this document scandal is going to completely go away because now there's like two special counsels, and they know that anything they convict Biden of, they got to convict Hunter of, or Joe Biden of. So, I think it's probably just going to go away. That's the least of their worries. I would argue though, does anybody in their right mind actually believe that Hunter Biden, with no qualifications, would be paid millions of dollars for his expertise in things like natural gas, or $2 billion from a Chinese group for a private equity fund? I mean, how stupid do they think we are as Americans to believe that, this is all in the up and up?
Yeah, well, that's the real issue, or the area of concern that people have with Hunter Biden being able to amass that much wealth and influence. It was all based on his connection to his father. So he was influencing using his father's last name, and the whole family was doing that, which is what records from the hard drive and other reporting shows. And so even if the president didn't have direct involvement in his son's business dealings, he kind of allowed that to happen. And that's just just my personal opinion. I'm not a pundit, but I think that's what makes people so frustrated at the DC swamp machine is just seeing that things like this can happen where members of a important politician's family are able to influence peddle just by virtue of sharing their last name. And yeah, that does. I think that does grind people's gears a lot.
Well, that's the issue here. Is look, I mean, Eric and Don, I know them personally. They were raked through the coals, spent tens of millions of dollars on legal fees, defending against anything from if you had a foreign national stay at the Trump Hotel and pay market rate, mind you, for a free and fair room that they were willingly took. There was no evidence of anything bad. They were still investigated. But at the same point, Hunter has, keep in mind, this guy was paid $50,000 a month from a natural gas company. He has no experience in that. At some point, does the liberal media have to start asking these questions?
Yeah, and I think that we're starting to see that. Infamously, when the laptop first came out with the New York Post, we had the 50 former intelligence officials saying that it was Russian disinformation and that the laptop couldn't be verified, and on and on. But as time has gone on, and as the investigation against Hunter appears to be reaching the closing stages, it appears that a lot of news outlets in the mainstream have come around to the fact that this is a serious story. CNN just ran some stories just this past week, kind of covering information that we've known for years now. But I think it just shows that they are starting to come around to the fact that we need to be reporting on this. And a number of outlets now have. It's funny. You're just going back to the laptop. Every news outlet that gets around to actually examining the laptop, they all come back with the same conclusions: that it's legitimate and the contents on it are verifiable.
Not Russia. It's not Russia propaganda.
Yeah, and that they're nakedly newsworthy stories that are contained in there. So I think they're starting to come around. But of course, there still is that double standard where with the Trump administration, every appearance of malfeasance was covered aggressively. And And that's the way that should be with Biden too. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the interesting part here, too, is like you have Joe Biden was the senator who stood on the floor saying that if you're caught with this much crack cocaine, you're going to jail for 5 years. And there's pictures on the laptop of Hunter doing that with prostitutes. Call me crazy, Andrew Kerr. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309 or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.